The world tells you that the more you have, the stronger you are. The bigger the house, the faster the car. The more people know your name, the more powerful you must be. But what if everything you've been taught about strength is wrong? What if real power begins the moment you stop needing so much? You've been told your whole life, get more, have more, be more. Better job, bigger apartment, nicer car, latest phone. The system runs on this idea. Work harder, earn more, spend more, repeat. And you do it because everyone does it. But here's what nobody tells you. Every time you add something to your life, you also add a chain. A bigger apartment means higher rent, more pressure to keep your job. A car payment means you can't quit when things get toxic. The lifestyle you built becomes the cage you maintain. I spent years thinking I was building security. I was building dependency. And it's not just possessions, it's reputation, status, what people think of you. You dress a certain way, talk a certain way, post a certain way, not because you want to, because you're afraid of what happens if you don't. That fear keeps you on a leash, and most people never even feel it pulling. Here's what changes everything. The less you need, the harder it is for anyone to control you. But to understand why this works, you need to meet the man who proved it 2,000 years ago. There was a man in ancient Greece who owned nothing. He slept in a barrel in the middle of Athens. He had no money, no home, no reputation to protect. His name was Diogenes, and he was the freest man alive. While everyone around him chased wealth and status, Diogenes walked through the marketplace with a lantern in broad daylight. When people asked what he was doing, he said, "I'm looking for an honest man." It was his way of showing how fake everything had become. People pretending to be virtuous while living lies. Chasing things they didn't need with money they didn't have. Building identities on possessions that could vanish tomorrow. Diogenes rejected all of it. He wasn't rebelling for attention, he was proving a point. When you need nothing, no one can threaten you. When you fear nothing, no one can manipulate you. One day, Alexander the Great came to visit him. Think about that. The most powerful ruler on earth, armies at his command, wealth beyond measure. He traveled to meet a man who lived in a barrel. Alexander stood over him and said, "I am Alexander the Great. Ask me for anything you desire, and I will give it to you." Diogenes looked up and said, "Step aside, you're blocking my sunlight." That's power. Not the power of armies or money, the power of needing absolutely nothing from anyone. Alexander reportedly said later, "If I were not Alexander, I would wish to be Diogenes." Because deep down, even a king understands. The man who owns nothing cannot be bought. The man who fears nothing cannot be ruled. Diogenes wasn't just making a statement, he was living a philosophy. He and the Cynics believed in 4 pillars. This took me years to fully understand, not because it's complicated, because it's uncomfortable. Pillar 1, autarkeia, self-sufficiency. The less you depend on others, the less control they have over you. If you can live with little, no one can take away what matters, because you already need nothing from them. This is the foundation of everything. Pillar 2, anaideia, shamelessness. He refused to let social expectations define him. He rejected the invisible prison built by fear of judgment. When a man no longer fears what others think, he becomes impossible to control. Pillar 3, parrhesia, fearless speech. Diogenes didn't whisper behind closed doors. He spoke the truth directly, even to kings. Because he didn't need their approval. He had the kind of freedom most people only dream about. Pillar 4, kata pison, living according to nature. Returning to what is real, simple, essential. Food, shelter, sunlight, air. Everything beyond that was optional. Everything beyond that was a chain you chose to wear. Diogenes once said, "He has the most who needs the least." It wasn't poetry, it was a weapon, a shield against every kind of control. A man who can live with little cannot be bought. He cannot be threatened. He cannot be ruled. That was his strength, and that's why his name still echoes through history. Now, you don't need to sleep in a barrel to use this. This isn't about becoming a monk. It's about recognizing how the game is played. The system doesn't need to lock you in a cage, it just needs you to build one yourself, out of everything you think you need. So here's how you apply this in 2025. Step 1. Reduce. Do a 14-day audit. Write down everything you spend time and money on. Then ask one brutal question for each thing. Do I need this, or have I just gotten used to it? Cut the fat. Every unnecessary obligation is a leash. Try a 7-day attention detox. Turn off notifications for 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night. And once a month, do a no-spend weekend. No shopping, no impulse buys, no numbing your mind with quick dopamine. This retrains your brain to see the difference between want and need. Step 2. Protect. Build a financial firewall. 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. Cut high-interest debt as fast as you can. Debt is a modern chain. You can't be free with a chain around your neck. Protect your time. Not everyone deserves your energy. Focus on 3 deep relationships, the people who actually support your growth. Step 3. Grow. Spend 30 to 90 minutes daily in solitude. No phone, just you and your thoughts. This is how you find your purpose, what actually matters to you. Pick one skill that aligns with that purpose. Commit to it for 90 days. Depth creates strength. Breadth without depth creates noise. Step 4. Multiply. Once you've simplified your life, protected your time, grown your skills, now you can use leverage deliberately. Choose your levers carefully: technology, audience, network, capital. But make sure they amplify what you believe in, not what the world pressures you to chase. What's one thing you're cutting out this week? Drop it in the comments. Here's what happens if you ignore this. At the individual level, you stay trapped. The house you dreamed of becomes a weight you carry. The car becomes a monthly reminder of the job you can't quit. The image you built becomes a mask you're forced to wear. And the day any of that is threatened, your entire sense of self starts to shake. Because it wasn't built on who you are, it was built on what you own. I almost fell into this trap myself. Took me too long to see it. At the collective level, a society built on endless needs is a society that's easy to control. When people are afraid of losing what they have, they obey. When their debts and obligations grow, they stay quiet. When they're distracted by endless wants, they don't question power. The system doesn't have to use force. It just has to keep people busy protecting their own cages. This is why Diogenes terrified those in power. He was living proof that a man with nothing to lose is immune to control. No law, no ruler, no threat could move him. He'd already stepped outside the game everyone else was trapped in. So that's the lesson. Living simply isn't weakness, it's strategy. When your needs are few, your power is real. When your power is real, leverage works for you, not against you. And when leverage works for you, the world can no longer control you. If you're tired of feeling owned by your stuff, this channel is for you. We turn ancient wisdom into 8-minute fixes for modern American life. One powerful idea per video. No fluff, just what works. If that's what you need, subscribe. More coming this week. Here's your 7-day challenge. Turn off notifications for 2 hours every morning and 2 hours every night. Have one no-spend weekend. Say no to 70% of invitations that don't serve you. Sit alone with your thoughts for 30 minutes each day. 7 days, no excuses. Do this and you'll feel the difference. Not in how much you own, but in how little owns you. Remember, the strongest man isn't the one who owns the most, it's the one who needs the least.